All right, welcome. Today we're diving into how changing just one single word could potentially change thousands of lives. And this isn't just some dusty old vocabulary lesson, no. This is about identity, it's about perception, and it's about the huge quest to rebrand a reality that millions of people are living.
And this quote right here, it just gets straight to the heart of the problem. Let's talk about the word itself, hikikomori. You've probably heard it. It's the Japanese term for people who withdraw from society, right? But here's the thing. It is absolutely loaded with negative baggage. It was born in a medical, problem-focused world, and it still has that ring to it, that feeling of something being wrong.
So that's the core conflict we're exploring. We have this word that carries a really, really heavy weight. And there's this growing disconnect between what the word used to mean and what's actually happening today.
Because let's be real, the world has totally changed. Being at home today just doesn't mean what it did 20 or even 10 years ago. I mean, with remote work, online classes, and all the ways people can create and share things digitally, a life centered at home can actually be super connected, super productive.
So yeah, the world changed. And now our words have to play catch up. So, if you look at the old way of thinking, the image of hikikomori was all about social disconnection, about problems. But the new reality for so many people isn't a lack of connection at all. It's just a different kind of connection, one that's built through keyboards and creative projects and online communities. It's a total shift in how people connect, not if they connect. And you know what? This isn't the first time we've seen something like this happen with language. There's actually a perfect, and I mean perfect, example of how a word's meaning can be completely flipped on its head.
Okay, let's talk about the word otaku. Go back a few decades, and otaku was, well, it wasn't a compliment. It was used to describe someone who was maybe a little too obsessed with their hobby, maybe a bit socially awkward. But today, it's a badge of honor. It means you're an expert, a dedicated fan, a creator. It proves that a community can grab a word and give it brand new power. So the question is, could the same thing happen here?
Okay, so if we're going to change the word, what are the options? Let's start with some ideas that are really built for our modern digital age, words that are more global and action-packed. Before we even look at the words, let's talk about the strategy here. The first big idea is to stop thinking confined and start thinking home base. The second is to really emphasize that this is about proactive, skillful action. It's about showing connection, just a different kind. And finally, using language that feels modern, maybe even a little bit pop culture. And here they are. Okay, check these out. They're based on English words written in katakana, and you can just feel how they change the vibe. Indoor specialist. Sounds like a pro, right? Somebody with skills. Home-based style life. Feels active, like you're running missions from your command center. And my room activist or home creator. They're all about being engaged and making things. They're about doing, not hiding. But wait a second. What if a sleek, modern Englishy term isn't actually the right fit? What if we've been looking in the wrong direction this whole time? What if the answer isn't about looking forward to global trends, but looking back to traditional Japanese roots? And that brings us to a totally different set of ideas, ones that come straight from Japanese roots. We're talking about words drawn from nature, from classic literature, from a whole different aesthetic. And you'll see the thinking here is the total opposite of the last batch. It's all about softness, about warmth. The idea is to use gentle words like those from nature. Think nesting. It's about creating a feeling that's more traditional, more elegant. The focus here shifts from action to a sense of calm dignity. And you can just feel how different these are, right? Komori garashi sounds like a quiet, peaceful retreat. Sugomori, which literally means nesting, just feels so warm and natural. Naiko seikatsu, an inward-facing life, has this dignity to it, almost like a scholar or a monk. And then there's iemori. These words have a power that's rooted in quiet strength and having a real sense of place.
So, there you have it. Two very different paths, the modern global one and the traditional Japanese one. So, which way do we go? Well, after weighing all the options, the source material makes a pretty clear recommendation.
And the winner is Hikikomori. It's an old word. It means guardian of the home. But the real magic is in how it totally flips the script. You're no longer seen as a passive person hiding away. Instead, you're an active, purposeful guardian of your own space. That single shift creates a role that's filled with pride and warmth and responsibility. It's a seriously empowering change.
But of course, the story never really ends there, does it? Language is alive. It's always evolving. And this explainer leaves us with one final, fascinating thought. What if we took a great, powerful word like hikikomori and we started creating shorter, more casual versions for everyday use? It's a question that reminds us it's not just about finding one perfect word, but about the power we all have to keep shaping the language that defines our world.